Hey man, what's going on? It's D.O. Woods coming to you guys live. I'm gonna wait for everybody to come on in. Welcome, man. It's 8 o'clock. I told you guys I was going live, and it's now that time. So welcome, cousins. Super excited to have you guys on, man. I told you, man, I actually had a adult millionaire nap. You know what I'm saying? This is when today we actually had an intense hoop session. I haven't hooped like that since October of last year, right? And if you guys can hear me, let me know if you guys can hear me. Type the number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, if you can hear me, type 1. If you can't hear me, type 2. Wanted to make sure that we actually got some audio here. Wanted to make sure y'all got some audio here real quick. If you can hear me, type 1. If you can't hear me, type 2. If you can hear me, type 1. If you can't hear me, type 2. All right, we got some ones coming in. All right, perfect. Man, listen, today has been amazing. So I want to go ahead and just give you guys a little bit of background. For those who don't know me, that you just started following me, first of all, welcome, cousin. I'm super excited because we are growing the network and we just, increasing our, walking in our purpose, number 1. Name is D.O. Woods. I've actually been in the profession of networking, right? Hey, Maddie, whenever you want to, bro, just pull up in Houston or we can meet in Atlanta, wherever you at. Because I think I don't know if you seem like you live in Dubai now, but anytime, let's get it. But I haven't been hooping like that. But today was one of my hoop sessions, and literally it was a exhausting experience because we hooped 8 games. You know how when you haven't hooped in a long time, you go and you finally hoop, it's like an 8-9 game situation, and you just leave exhausted. But that's literally preface to what happened. Fell asleep, woke up refreshed, but I felt like, man, I wanted to inspire and hopefully help some people. When it comes to just navigating life. I feel like my story can actually help some people navigate themselves. How many of you guys ever had this question right here? And let's be honest, because I like engagement. What is my purpose, or what do I really want to do in life? Have you guys ever had that question? If you had that question, type number 3 in the chat. If you had the question, what is it? What's my purpose, or what am I here to do, or what am I supposed to be doing in life? What career path I gotta have? Like, if you ever had that question, type the number 3 in the chat. If you've ever had that question about yourself, type the number 3 in the chat. All right, perfect. So today is gonna be informative, hopefully inspiring, hopefully it'll give you guys some clarity. All right, just by my story, right? Man. Being at the age of 18, I was impressionable. I was starting out, we just came out of my mom. Well, I was still in my mama's house at 18. But here's the thing, man. I started with a company called Primerica, right? Big, nice company, you know what I'm saying? It got me to believe in myself. But I just want to let you guys know something. Every step that you take is ordered by your creator. Whether you believe that or not is up to you. Right. Me personally, I believe that every step I take literally groomed me for my very next step. I was at 18 years old doing Primerica, wasn't making a significant money because it was 2008. You felt like the recession hit in 2007 and you felt it in 2008. Right. And so nobody was listening to a young kid at 18 years old talking to them about life insurance. And they was finding out, like, how can I keep the lights on type of situation. I was there about a total of 2 years and 4 months, made a total of like $4,600 the entire time I was there. However, my next opportunity came from somebody actually pitching me on Facebook. Literally was like, hey, look, I'm doing something and I think that it's the best situation. And network marketing is like your church. Network marketing is like, you know what, my church better than your church. My company better than your company type of situation. And what happened was this. I said, man, I got the best company in the world. And he said, how do you know it's the best company in the world if you've never compared it to anything? And so, man, it literally just was like, man, you're all right, cool. I need to compare it to something else. And me and comparing something else, what happened was I found out that what he was offering was better for me and my generation and the customers that I felt like I was going to be able to touch. And that company was a company called Five Links. And I was there 2 years, 9 months. I actually made $13,800 the entire time I was there. But here's the thing about that. I learned public speaking there. I learned the group, how to actually build a real team there. Primerica taught me how to believe in myself. You know what I'm saying? So these are just skill sets I'm acquiring while I'm just moving forward. No, I do not know what I want to do when I as a profession during this time in my life. Actually, I remember when we was in 12th grade, senior year, what happened was this. We actually had something called a coin three survey, right? And based off of the answers that you answered this quiz, that will determine whether or not which career path you go in as far as like what you need to study in college. And so the first thing based off of the answers that I actually had, they put on for me, my results came back. I needed to be an air traffic controller. Didn't know nothing about air traffic controller, being in a control tower or anything like that. But that, based off of the way I answered it, do I want to be in a cold outside environment or inside environment? How much money I want to make? All that type of stuff. They said you need to be an air traffic controller. And I'm like, bro, I don't know nothing about this. So here's what happened. I literally go to school, get introduced to somebody. She put me in Primerica, and that's what happened, right? Back to the story when I'm in Five Links. I'm learning how to group people, learn how to do leadership and public speaking. However, this is the point in time where I now have a new baby, right? I have a daughter, have a wife, and we're not making good money. We're not making good money. And here's the thing. When you're not making good money and you're around people that are making good money, I'm telling you, you start to have these internal talks. Right? They're not empowering. They're not in a position of, you know what, my turn is next. Oftentimes before you're really personally developed, God, when is it my turn? What's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? If you feel me on this, drop the number 4 in the chat. If you feel me on this, drop the number 4 in the chat. You start asking yourself these questions that really, and your mind is like Google. You ask your mind a question, it's going to find an answer. And when you ask poor questions, you get poor answers. Why am I so stupid? Because you do this, and this. Why is it not me this time? It is literally because, all right, you lazy, you not focused, you not. So it's a lot of different things that when you ask that question, it's going to produce a lot of nonsense. So you got to ask yourself better questions. So I'm asking myself when I'm in Five Links, I'm like, man, when is it my turn? When is it my turn? When am I going to be the person that's actually making this big money? And here's what happened, guys. I'm at this position. It's like it's lower in that compensation plan. It's lower in that compensation plan. So they was like, I remember this like it was yesterday. They say it was MMMM or whatever it is, however many M's it was. And it was the man with the marker makes the most money. The man with the marker makes the most money. And what he was talking about was the person in the front of the room doing the presentations. That's the person that's actually going to be making the most money because they're offering something. They're the person that's directing. They're the person that's moving the crowd type of situation. So I was like, okay, cool. I need to go and I need to develop my skill set. I need to go develop my presentation. So what did I do? I went home that night after I got this awakening, right? And said, you know what? I'm about to put up the presentation on my computer, on my screen at my house, on my TV, and I'm about to present to my couches. I'm going to talk to my couches like this. Each one of these pillows are people that I need to present to. So I'm already doing jokes and stuff like that. So when I'm in front of a live, when it goes from these couches to live, if I tell a joke, I'm so used to not hearing nobody, it's not going to knock me off on my flow. I get into this mindset of it. I'm going to talk to these couches, developing my presentation to the point to where I start doing the presentation for the local market and I'm not qualified. You see, to be qualified in the local market to do the presentation, you have to hit this position of national director. And I'm an executive director. I'm making a little few dollars every now and then, right? But here's what happens, guys. I started doing the presentations like I'm a national director, really like I was a senior vice president, which was actually above that. Not making the money though. To the point to where I'm doing these, people are seeing me like, man, I can't believe you're killing it. I know for a fact you're making a lot of money because you know how to present. You're the man with the marker that makes the most money. And I'm sitting here listening to these accolades and being glorified and stuff like this. And I'm just in a position of saying, my stomach growling while you talking to me right now. This is what I'm saying in my mind. But I'm like, yeah, we killing it. We doing our thing. And I want to tell somebody like, look, you're going to be grinding a long time before it shows up in a financial situation. Before it shows up and manifests, you're going to have to do a lot of stuff. All right. But here's what happens one day. I'm donating plasma. No, this is before donating plasma. I come out. Because here's another thing. In order for you to gain the new knowledge, you have to be in certain rooms. Because here's the real. You have gotten to where you are right now based off of the knowledge that you have. So in order for you to actually get to a higher level, you have to acquire higher knowledge. Does that make sense? If that's fair, type the number 5 in the chat. If you have done the most that you can possibly do with the information you have right now, type the number 5. Because I don't know anybody that says, you know what, I just want to be a loser. I want to be stagnant. I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge I got. So if you feel like you are the furthest that you are right now, based off of the knowledge that you have right now, type the number 5 in the chat real quick. Absolutely. And so what happens is this. It's time for me to go to see the new rooms, get in those new rooms so I can get the new information. Because I know that the millionaires and the 6-figure earners and the people that makes the most money, they're in there. They're going to probably tell me something else that's going to change the way I think, change the way I actually go about doing this business. And it's going to allow me to now get to another level, to get exposed to another thing. Guys, it's time for me to get to the table. You know, these rooms got fees. These rooms got money, right? It costs money to get in these rooms. At this specific room, I got $5 in my pocket because I'm so used to the Thursday meetings being $5. This is a super Saturday meeting. And, you know, these other people then flew out and stuff like this. And so what happens is this. I get there and they say, OK, cool. I'm about to get in my pocket. They say $10. I said, wait a minute. I only got 5. In my mind, so what I say out loud was, hey, where's the restroom so I could go ahead and relieve myself before I get inside? Before I get inside, where's the restroom so I can relieve myself? And they say at the end of the hall, go to the right. All right, cool. Go to the end of the hall. And in my mind at this moment, this is something that so many people that's in my inner circle that I love that are telling me, son, you're in a pyramid scheme. Or, hey, you know, that's too good to be true. Only the people at the top make the money. Only blah, blah, blah. You know, just so many different things. Like, when are you going to stop being brainwashed? And I'm thinking to myself, like, they right. They right. I'm supposed to have a job right now. Man, I'm supposed to have a job right now. Because if I had a job right now, I wouldn't only have $5 to my name in my pocket for this meeting that just cost $10. So I'm looking around and I'm like, who can I talk to? Who can I get $5 from that won't judge me? Because now I'm looked at as the young guy that's killing it because I'm the man with the marker in front of the room that should be making the most money. And I'm about to ask them to borrow $5. And I'm telling you this. The emptiness, the embarrassment I felt, all of that was in these calls. The heavy. It was you cannot hear me. If you can't hear me, type the number 8. If you can hear me, type 7. If y'all can hear me, type the number 7. If you can't hear me, type 8. Seven, cool. 7, fine. All right, cool. If you can't, okay, I'm good now. Perfect. So here's the thing, man. I'm at the end of the hall, and I'm looking to see who can I ask. One of the senior vice presidents, the people that's actually making 6 figures, man, this guy had just got a car. And they used to, the new BMWs, and they used to put, 5 links on the back of them and things of that nature. So I was like, man, this guy coming out of the car, coming around, he was actually introducing himself to everybody, shaking everybody's hand. And he was like, man, he got to me and he asked me, how are you doing? How you doing? Everybody else, right before me, doing good, excited, such and such. Same old, new, same thing, new day. I'm in my mind, I'm feeling embarrassed, feeling broke, feeling like all my friends is right, feeling like my parents is right, feeling a whole bunch of different emotions that I really can't let anybody else know because, you taught to think positive. So I'm thinking positive. However, I'm thinking negative, but what comes out of my mouth, because they say we say, speak what you seek until you see what you said. Speak what you seek until you see what you said. What comes out of my mouth is, I'm better than amazing. First time ever saying that. This is 2011. 2011. Said better than amazing. He said, wow. Never heard that before. He said, we need that energy in the front of the room. So he takes his hand and places it in the center of my back and guides me in the room. What happens is this, and places me in the front row. I didn't have to pay. And from that point on, I started saying that I was better than amazing every single day, no matter who asked me that. The reason why is because my mouth, my words, my thoughts gained me access to a place my finances could not take me. That's why I said better than amazing every single day for the rest of my life, right? I then get to the point to where it's now time to where I'm doing it, I'm building, I'm focused. However, the money still isn't showing up just now. It's not showing up. I got to start donating plasma, me and my wife. We go and we donate plasma. We sit there for about 2 hours, right? We sit there for about 2 hours and allow, thing about me is I like to document everything. Guys, I don't know if you guys ever seen this situation, but I remember they told us you better not take pictures. So I documented it. Guys, this is February 13th, 2013. I'm documenting my process because I truly believe that, hey, look, one of my guys was like, one of the mentors that I looked up to, he said, documenting your process. One day you're going to be a millionaire and you're going to need these pictures to keep you humble, to keep you grounded, to make you remember the hard times. So during my hard times, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to record this because eventually it's going to pay off and people not going to believe that I had these hard moments. And so what happened was I'm donating plasma, right? For gas money, for me and my wife to be in a position where we can actually go about feed our daughter. She was only eating pancakes at this time because that's what we can afford, as well as what will fill her up, what she liked to taste, and all that. Here's what happened. We would get that. They would put that needle in your arm. They would take out the blood. The blood would go into this little machine. The machine would spin so fast to where it separates the plasma from the blood. They'll take the plasma, give you the blood back. And that's happened in like 2 hours. And then at the end of it, they'll give you $20 to $30, depending on how frequent you went that week. And so I'm like, cool, got my 20, got my 30, whatever the case may be. Me and my wife doing this. But I remember one time when me and my wife was donating plasma together. And it was, she didn't say this, but men and I guess me, I'm just how I interpret looks. I go deeper with looks. And what happened was she said this right here. She said, And her look was, I did not sign up for this. If I knew if it was going to be like how it is right now, I possibly wouldn't have said I do. And that's just what I got from the look, right? And I'm like, dang, this is the look. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, I wonder if she's feeling this way. But she was my rider. She was on the side of me donating plasma so we can actually get our money. And I'm so grateful for that, right? To the point to where we got pregnant. You know, when you broke it, ain't nothing but you could do. COVID taught you, it's a lot of COVID baby. It was the COVID baby boom, right? We just close. We don't got no money to go out. So we just inside, you know what I'm saying? So we got pregnant and she couldn't donate plasma anymore. So instantly a loss of the money that was coming in, half of the money that was coming in because she wasn't able to donate plasma either. I then get another pitch on Facebook from a guy by the name of Seymour Green. He says this to me. He says, I want you to be a part of this new wave of business that's coming on with internet marketing. And it's called Wake Up Now. And I'm like, bro, I can't, I don't got the money to do this. But I was like, I can't let money be the reason that stops me from making money. All right, I donate plasma. I'm going to save about 3 weeks. I'll let her know. I'm going to go harder in my 5 links business. Hopefully some bonuses pay out. Hopefully we're doing great. So I literally donate plasma, do 5 links and things of that nature. We're getting some money. I saved up 3 weeks so that I can actually have an extra $100. So I can have an extra $100 to put towards my business with Wake Up Now. I literally did that business for 6 months. Instantly, on month 6, I got to the position where you finally make 6 figures a year. So it was over. Finally, I'm making 6 figures a year. I now can move out of this apartment complex. I can move into this nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,000 square foot spot that I was renting from her cousin, right? We were renting from her cousin. And we were super excited about this because now we in the suburbs. We in the burbs, baby. We was just donating plasma 6 months ago. Now we in the burbs. But we're doing everything, and this is our first time experiencing money. So we got a big appetite. We got a big appetite for stuff that, once we get our money, we're gonna do this. How many of y'all ever had that situation? You done already we so good at spending money, you know how to spend money before you get it, right? And I'm like, okay, we want some furniture. We want big TVs everywhere. So we learning about lease options. Oh, okay. You can just make payments on furniture? Bet. Let's just make payments on our furniture. Let's make payments on all these TVs. Let's make payments on all this stuff. 2013 was an absolute movie. 2014 was a movie. 2015, I get a text message that the company that we just built from, that we finally experienced in a great part of life, is shut down. The income has now went back to 0. Lifestyle, 6 figures. Income, 0. No savings. Because we literally just spending. Because we like, yo, this money gonna come like it's forever. I want you guys to do this real quick. When the money starts coming in, don't spend it like it's going to come in forever. During this time of us talking, I'm going to drop some key notes. I just want you to, from my life story, my life experiences, I just want you to take away. Number 1, when the money starts coming in, do not spend it like it's going to come in forever. I want you to enjoy your experience. However, I do not want you to spend money like it's going to come in forever. Here's what's going to happen, guys. Here's what happens. We start immediately because during this process of Wake Up Now, we have to start creating a visual effect. So me and my wife, we pick up the camera. I pick up the camera to start documenting to my people that, yes, it is true. This is not like the last company that I was a part of and how I've been in this industry for 6 years and I haven't seen a lot of success. However, now it's different. So when we're going to Cancun, when we're traveling, we're making purchases and everything, we just showing the lifestyle type of stuff. This is right around the time Facebook is jumping, Instagram is just starting to jump off and stuff like that. But I'm like, man, We killing it. Well, this is Facebook. We on Facebook heavy, right? I'm killing it. The company went down. Somebody saw a picture that I took and they asked me this question. Hey, you take great pictures. You take great pictures. Are you a wedding photographer? I said, absolutely. 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 I need that money. Yeah, what do you need? How do I need? That night I went home and I learned how to be a wedding photographer and videographer. It was a 30-year renewal of vows. We wanted to be hired. Guys, I'm just telling you this. If you look, God is literally ordering our steps every step of the way. He's literally ordering our steps. I was a photographer only because I was documenting, because I wanted to show my people, my black people, that, and all people really, that you can really win, not only by having a job, right? So if you don't know your purpose right now, if you can say, you know what, I'm gonna take one step. And the reason why I say take one step is because we've always heard it in this profession is God cannot steer a parked car. God can't steer a parked car. So you got to just make progress. Guys, I'm doing videos. I'm killing the game. And all of a sudden, I started doing that company went down. I started doing Organo Gold. Then I started doing TLC. Then I started doing ADT security, selling security system, because it's time I really need a job. Network marketing isn't paying me. My photography and videography business is not paying me like how I needed to. So I'm doing odd end jobs and stuff like that, but I know for a fact that I'm going to be successful. What I'm going to be successful in, I don't know yet. I said it to myself, I want to be a millionaire before 30. I want to be a millionaire before 30. I said it over and over and over again. I didn't hit it at 30. I didn't hit millionaire before 30. I hit millionaire 31. But that ain't bad. To be a year off, that ain't bad. But before millions, I got to talk to you guys about it. I'm in this place where I'm depressed and I'm about to get fired for ADT security because I know that this ain't what I want to do. This is not my purpose. I am not put on earth to sell security systems. Yes, other people feel like they securing the world and doing this other stuff. That's not what I'm here for, right? I'm here for something bigger than this. And I'm about to get fired. However, I'm depressed and things of that nature. So it ain't even one of those situations where I'm just like out here just killing it. I'm barely making it on numbers. I'm feeling this way. And I'm like, baby, I feel like a fish that's being asked to climb a tree. This is not my purpose. This is not what I'm designed to do. Put me in the ocean, back in network marketing. This is where I thrive at. I'm going to show you I'm brilliant when I'm in the water. And here's what happens. I get a phone call. I get a phone call asking to actually, because I was doing everybody's videos, right? That was in network marketing that I was close with. I did a video for my brother, Jared Wilkins. A gentleman, I did his TLC video. He was killed. We crashed that video. Somebody named David Emanite saw it and he said, "Who did your video?" Jared Wilkins referred him to me and he called me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, David, I already had his phone number because I got his phone number from when I was at a mindset mentorship event, right? I said, one day I'm gonna do business for you. That's when I'm doing videos. I'm heavy networking. So when his number popped up on my phone, I already had it. Yo, Di, what's going on? How you feeling? He's like, man, listen, I'm about to stop doing what I'm doing right now. And I'm like, what you doing? He was like, man, of course I was doing coffee. I'm like, yo, you made $8 million in 6 years. Why would you stop doing that? Brother, what you finna do? He said, the next move I make, I feel like I'm gonna make $1 million a month. When he said that, I'm like, yo, I need to do that. Whatever that is, I know that I need to be doing it. He said, no, I want you to film it. I'm hiring you to film it. And so me and my wife, we talking. And I say, yo, I say he's gonna make $1 million a month. And she said, listen, if it's network marketing, we out. I said, that's fair. We finna go get this check. He got a bag, so we about to charge him the bag price. This is why I got me an assistant anytime right now. If I need a service from somebody, I am not asking them personally for the information. I'm having my assistant ask that don't nobody know that it's my assistant. So they don't got to overcharge me because of the influencer costs. Check this out. Here's what happens. That's a jewel for those people. When you get money, people are going to start taxing you. It's called the big boy tax. So get yourself a liaison, get yourself a secretary. But when you want pricing, you go, because first thing they going to do is they go, I'm like, who is this asking for a service? Let me go on your page. And you know, Instagram, your page look lavish now that you got all this money. They gonna say, oh yeah, my services are 55% up right now because of you. That's just here nor there, right? But me and my wife, we said, if it's network marketing, we're not doing it. We drove up to the Millionaire house. Dave is a millionaire, multi, and we at this $1 million mansion, and we're about to go in there. We slap high fives one more time. Hey, look, we're not doing it. We're not focused on, if it's network marketing, we're not doing it. Man, we go in there. We got 2 different camera angles because we focused on having this be a production, right? And I am getting my angles, doing my thing. And I'm like this. I'm focused on not paying attention because David at that point was somebody I had at a high level of influence. You know what I'm saying? So whenever he says something, it just feel like I can do it. So he gonna network marketing me into doing whatever the case may be. And I was just like, you know what? Let me focus on not paying attention. But then it's time for me to go home to edit this video. And now I gotta listen to the words because I got 2 different cameras. I gotta make sure the audio link up with the mouth. I gotta sync up the lips with the mouth. I'm like, with the words. And I'm like, dang, I gotta listen. So, okay, boom. I'm like, all right, editing this stuff. Here's what happens. I heard him say this, and I didn't hear him say it when I was filming. He said, learning this skill, you'll be able to make money without having to sell to anybody, recruit anybody or sell anything. When he said that and I heard him, I stopped the video. Stopped everything. Said, baby, we need to do this. Baby, we need to do this. We got to do this. I'm finally going to learn a skill that doesn't require me to sell anything or to recruit anybody. It is me learning something where I can go to the computer and be able to do what I need to do to make money, and it doesn't require anybody else. We got to do this. She said, nope. I said, baby, you don't understand. I got to do this. She said, no, we ain't doing that network marketing stuff. It's attached to, is it a network marketing company? I'm like, yeah. They got to recruit? Yeah, we ain't doing it. I'm like, nah, baby, you don't understand. Here's what happens. You got to do this. I said, baby, I do not need your permission to provide for my family. And then sometimes you just got to go to those people that are very instrumental or very important in your life. That's your backbone, that's in the boat with you, and let you know that, hey, look, I just got to go do this for us. I got to do this for us, right? Because I'm like, yo, I know what your bank account is. We got the same bank account. We can't afford not to do this. I don't know when the next check come in. I just got fired. I'm in a place of not knowing what's going on. Only check we getting is when somebody's having a wedding, and everybody not having a wedding every week. So here's what happens. I get started. I fight tooth and nail to get started. I'm doing the recruiting side because that was my immediate income. Because to get into trading, you had to have some money to trade with. And I'm like, yo, here's what I got. So I need to focus on the recruiting so I can be in a position to start trading. Year 1, 2017, I don't do really well trading. 2018, I start finding my footing a lot, right? 2019 is when we start killing it. 2020 is my pop-out year. Here's what I'm gonna tell you guys. We start building our thing, but we wasn't. Now we experience. We're not about to just spend all this money. This time, we're gonna follow a new principle, and that new principle is: you stay small enough, long enough, you're gonna be big enough soon enough. That's the new principle. We're going to do delayed gratification. We're going to have our expenses down here and our income way up here. That way, that if I have a $25,000 month and my expenses are $4,000, I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating. If you stay small enough, long enough, you're gonna be big enough soon enough. $25,000 a month coming in after bonuses, $30,000, not including my actual trading account. Listen, we got our money to where it's like little over 10% of our overall expenses are, well, 90%, almost 90% of our income is being saved. I'm driving around in a Kia Optima. She driving around in a Chevy Equinox. Both of them, hers was like a 15. Mine was like my Equinox. No, I ain't gonna lie. She had an old Equinox, but I had a 19 Optima, right? And I'm just making $30,000 a month minimum, driving around in this Optima. Here's what happens. 2020 in January, I say, you know what? It's my pop out time. We got this amount of money saved. We doing super well with trading. It's time for me to get something that's going to make me, because I start feeling like my environment doesn't match my income. It got to that point. I'm like, yo, this is just don't feel right. My environment does not match my income. My house, if I say something, if I whisper, you can hear it upstairs because it's one of them cheap build houses. You know what I'm saying? All of our expenses, like I said, is less than $4,000. And I'm just like, I'm not motivated. I'm not inspired when I pull up to my house. My mentor said, it's time to increase your territory. They always talk about goldfish. Goldfish will only grow to the size of the tank that it is encapsulated in. So I'm like, okay, I need to have a bigger fish tank. Cool. But I also need to have a bigger car. I need to have a bigger car first. And so what happened was I said, you know what? I'm gonna get a bigger car before I get a bigger house. It's 2020 and it's time for me to get this. I got a Maserati. I'm like, you know what? I need a Maserati. I'm about to get this Maserati. I get there and I say, you know what? Oh my God. Remember when I was telling you we was financing everything with our, when we first got money, then the income was gone? Guess what they did? They came, knocked on the door. Hey, we need that couch back. We need that TV, all them TVs back. They repoed my couch. They repoed my bed. They repoed our TVs. Credit took a dive. When I say that, I had all this money. Didn't have no credit. I want to tell you guys this. In the season where you are preparing, get your credit right. Get your credit right. In the season where you are making money, right before, we say repair a leaky ceiling when it's sunny outside. Don't wait till it's raining to repair a leaky ceiling. When you're in a position where you say, you know what, money is coming in, let me go ahead and start paying these bills on time, number one. Number two, let me pay either a credit repair person or let me just go make some deals so that they can come off my credit. Or you want to talk to a credit specialist for that. But man, when I tell you I got all this money, but I ain't got no credit, I got to call my homeboy. We married into the same family. Got to call my homeboy and like, yo, bro, listen to me. If you would just co-sign for me, this car, I promise you I'm paying it on time. Because you co-sign for me, your credit going up. I promise you I ain't going to be able to drop the ball on this one. He said, all right, I believe you. I'm going to co-sign for you. He co-signs for me the car. Instantly, I feel better. I'm in a position of doing better, right? I'm attracting a higher level of recruit now. I'm recruiting ex-NBA players and stuff like that into my business. Teach them how to trade because they were like, you a trader and you You pulling up in the Kia Optima? I'm like, nah, that's me right there. I'm in the Maserati. They're like, oh, okay. Well, let's talk. Yeah, let's do dinner. Let's do lunch real quick. So it's a different environment. I needed a co-signer in January. I don't know what happened. Yes, I do. I'm gonna stop saying that. I do know what happened. I started feeling better about myself. I started seeing myself as the millionaire in the making. I started seeing myself making steps towards being the millionaire in the making. Once I got the Maserati, but I was grinding before I got the Maserati. Before I got the Maserati, I was already at $30,000 a month, right? Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Once I start seeing myself as the millionaire in the making, however, my trades start going differently. Them things start hitting bigger, right? To the point to where I needed a co-signer for a $34,000 Maserati Ghibli in January. By December of the same year, I cashed out on a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the truck. Well, I put it in Bitcoin. It was in Bitcoin. Because at that time, that's when Bitcoin was jumping. I paid for it in Bitcoin. Now, why am I telling you this? For those people who have the question of, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you like this. Let me just share with you guys. Look, this is my journey. I'm being real. I took time out to really show you guys this journey. This is my journey, fam. All the jobs and things that I've had. Panera Bread was first. That was my 16-year-old journey, right? 16-year-old job. I did Bytron, which is a waterless car wash. Worked at Lennon's and Things, then Luby's, then did Primerica, then worked at Walmart as the cart pusher. Then I did the bike taxis downtown. Worked at Lowe's Home Improvement. Worked on the Met team at Home Depot. Then I worked at Sam's Club, actually selling cell phones. Worked at Frito-Lay, then 5 Links, then MCA, then Kids Club at my apartments. Then I've donated plasma. Then I did Wake Up Now. Then I did photography and videography, Organo Gold, Disrupt, ADT Security Systems, IML, and now I'm finally in my purpose. I'm finally doing something that I feel good about doing every single day. I feel like this is the way that I'm giving to people. I feel like this is my way of making an indelible imprint on other people's lives. When people say, because you walk this earth, my financial life has changed. Guys, do you understand? That's 22 different things that I've done before the age of 33. Before the age of 33, or at the age of 33, I've done 22 different businesses and side hustles. And I didn't even put TLC in there, so 23, right? If you do not know what you want to do right now, it's totally fine. And I'm not saying that trading is the only option. I'm saying it is a option, right? It's an option. Why is it an option? Because no matter whether or not you got a job, you got a business, it doesn't matter. You have an income, right? And you want to be in a position to where whatever it is that you're doing, you have the finances to do it. Guys, because I've done so many different things, I started giving advice like this. Stop asking yourself, what do you want to do, like career-wise? Like, hey, do I want to be a firefighter? Do I want to be this? Do I want to be that? No. Design your life. How do you want to wake up? What do you want your day-to-day to look like? And then what do you want to, how many off days you want to have? How much freedom you want to travel the world? You want to do all these other things? Design your life and then find a career path that will fund that lifestyle. That is the way to do this whole situation. I wish I would have got that information at 18 years old. Figure out what you want to do as far as your lifestyle, and then find whatever career path will fund that, will make that come into fruition. Because it's not about the title. It's about your fulfillment. See, if you say, you know what, I've always dreamed of being a firefighter, But because of your morals, your values, your core, you say, you know what? I want to be home every night with my family. I want to be able to tuck my kids in every single night. Well, firefighter, you can't do that. So that won't go together, right? So you gotta find out what it is that you want to do that will allow you to really do whatever, find out what you want to do, write it down, and then find a career path that will do that. I have just found, not saying it is the only way, I'm just simply saying that trading allowed for me to be able to make money anywhere in the world that there is Wi-Fi. There is no place I have to clock into. There's no boss I have to report to. There's no, there's a lot of upside, right? There's some downsides as well. But once you know what it is that you're doing, you can pretty much calculate your income. You can pretty much determine what your income is going to be for the day, for the month, for the year, for the decade. You can pretty much calculate it, right? But here's what I want to tell you guys. What I've been able to do after all of those different things, here is what I have been able to do, guys. Because my last company, I was in part of iMarkets Live. Yes, I was an educator for there. Well, I started off as a student, got good, became an educator. You know what I'm saying? I resigned from that position, took a year off, got myself better because once I did that resignation, I immediately felt without a purpose. I gained so much excitement. I gained so much love for literally teaching people how to do what it is that I was doing. You guys understand the emotional deposits that you get from people saying, because of you, because of what you taught me, I was able to pay my bill. Because of what you taught me, I was able to finance my kids' college fund. Because of what you was being able to taught me, I got out of debt. Because of what you taught me, me and my wife don't have as much financial stress on our lives. One of the major causes of divorce, finances. We no longer have that. Guys, when I tell you that right there, it changed the game for me. And now that I had resigned, it just felt like I won't be able to have those emotional deposits. I went a year without that. I went a year without people saying, we miss you. I just seen one. I wish that you were still with us. I went a year and it really messed me up a little bit, right? But then I said, when we come back, we're going to have, this is what my mission is to be with BTA Arena. With BTA Arena, this is the company that we created. Why BTA? You heard it about in the story. Better than amazing arena, right? Everything is better than amazing. I said, you know what I want to do? I want us to focus on creating the most profitable, disciplined traders in the world. That's what I want us to focus on. I want us to focus on creating the most profitable, disciplined traders in the world. How are we going to do that? We're going to do that by allowing people to come through, learn the way that we go through our cohort, right? Go through a live trading group trading session. Number one, that's the first step. Group trading session where you'll be able to learn with a team, okay? How it is that we trade, what, where, when, and how to trade. When to stay away, when to get in. You're going to learn that here, right? Then after that time, you then go for those people who are serious about trading, right? You roll up into what we like to call the winner circle, right? The winner circle is our team, is the elite of the elite, or whatever you want to call it, or the people who want to make sure that they have guided direction in the markets. One thing that I found out when trading is a lot of people they second guess themselves in the market. Whether that is, I don't know if this is, I don't know if I should buy, should I sell right here? I don't even know if I should take my profits right here. All right, the market is moving a little bit in the wrong direction. Let me just get out, And so What people need, I figured out, is, okay, bet. You need somebody who's done what it is that you're looking to do as an accountability coach while you're in the market. Before you even press buy or sell, you need an accountability coach while you're live in the market. So that's what we provide to those individuals. Before people even get into, hey, look, I need you to do this, and this. Before you even decide whether or not you want to buy or sell. And it just makes people feel confident. They feel supported. And now, based off of us being in the BTA arena, what has happened is this. We have people coming out of the BTA arena first week, actually making crazy profits, or just better profits than they've ever experienced in life, with a consistency factor. I know why I'm making this money now. I know why I need to stay away from the market. That's what they've been able to do. Then you have people that say, you know what? I now have passed the prop firm challenge, to where now I'm trading other companies' money and I'm being able to get a small percentage off of this. That's what's happening. So I don't care if you have a job or if you're struggling in business. You don't know what your purpose is? Here's what I'm going to tell you your first purpose is. Make more money. Your first purpose is to make more money. How will you do that? That's what we got to determine. It's not the only way. However, trading is a way for you to be able to make more money. All right. And this is what I mean by make more money. Guys, they say that the average person in the United States of America do not have $1,000 in their savings account. The average person. How does this apply to someone not living in the U.S.? It's still the way it is. Yes, listen, we have people that's in all countries. And not all countries, excuse me. I don't like using generalized statements like this, right? But if I go to the amount of different countries that we have people in, guys, look. Oh, real quick. Let's see. Let's see, how many people, what all countries do we have? What all countries do we have? Look, if I go to the back office right now and I see all of the countries that we actually support, because we're not selling a product. We're not selling a product. We got India, Sweden, Colombia, Japan, Jamaica, the Netherlands, France, Canada, Bermuda, Germany, Nigeria, Barbados, Bahamas. Look, United States, of course, is the biggest one. But you can be in different countries. I can teach you from when you're in Ghana. I can teach you when you're in Bahamas, Barbados, or Japan, or Jamaica, or India. Guys, we've been able to, in our first year, launch a global company. And it's magnificent. It's surreal. It's like, man, we finally doing this. And I'm in a situation now where I'm like, yo, we really impacting. I don't have to do what I did in that last season. That last season where I was in my last company, because I was making money on the recurring situation, that monthly fee where it's like you can't give out everything, because you feel like if I give out everything, people not going to people going to just leave me. And you know what I'm saying? Well, if they leave me, they actually leave the income. Now that me and my wife, we're well off, we're financially independent, financially free, I can give people everything, right? Everything they need to succeed. And if they decide to just go do something else, fine. But if they want some coaching, fine. You can do either or. But I'm not bound to withhold information from anybody. And that feels so great. So it's a one-time payment, $547. $547 deal. Sheesh. $547. Are you serious? I'm so used to just paying $235 or $295 to get started, and then $195 a month and such for 12 months, and that's way more than $547, and I still don't know what I'm doing. Hey, I'm telling you, look, You come here, you're going to learn what it is that you need to know. I break it down. I'm very simple. And that was no shade to anybody. However, I'm just repeating the conversations that I heard so many different times. It's like, man, this is the best $547 I've ever spent when it come or invested in myself because I got it. I got it. I got it, right? I got it. I'm now doing this. I'm now profitable. Somebody asked me a question. You used to teach binary options. Why did you switch to teach what you're teaching now? Listen, I was able to pay off my mom's crib. I was able to pay off my mom's crib trading US 30. I was able to buy a whole bunch of stuff just trading US 30. Once I showed people what I was doing, I was being courted to be an educator for what's the name? But I looked at it, I'm like, yo, it's 1,000 educators on the Forex side. Honestly. But the recruiting and the instant gratification because of recruiting, I was like, yo, instant gratification will always beat delayed gratification. So this right here allows for people to get an instant gratification to see stuff right now. And because it's just listen and click, at that point, I was like, you know what? We'll have something here to where recruiting numbers will jump through the roof. And that's exactly what happened. But when I come and say, hey, what truly freed me, what truly allowed for me to get consistent profits, and I never had to run up on a broker, I never have to send threatening emails or anything like that. It was Forex, not binary options. So here, in BTA Arena, I teach what worked for me, what freed me and my family. That's what it is. $547. So here it is. Somebody asked me, where's the link? www.btaarena.com. And I'm going to tell y'all this. We work in groups. This is my last time saying this. We work in groups. Can I do this at my own pace? No. I work in groups because I like teaching where I know what the questions are going to be like on Sunday. So here's how this thing go. I break everything down in a basketball format, right? We have 4 quarters, just like basketball. I teach people first week beginner stuff, right? Beginner stuff, we talk about it. And on Sunday, we have what's called a clarity call. On Sunday, we get all the beginner questions answered on Sunday. All right, we clear, everything good, we Gucci, fine, boom. We roll out second quarter. Second quarter live. Talk about the different things that you need, the apps that we trade on, MetaTrader 4. We don't trade on anything else, right? MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5, depending on which one you want to get busy on. After you're on MetaTrader 4, we have all questions done about MetaTrader 4 and the second quarter stuff on Sunday. Third quarter, we go into chart work. It's all chart work. This is my favorite quarter because I now introduce people to why your old strategies don't work consistently. Because people like, yo, I learned this strategy here and it's a hit or miss. I win sometimes, I lose, I win, I lose, I win, I lose. When on third quarter, that's when you find out this why it don't work consistently. And when I do lose, I know how to, I lose with, I take a lesson, take a lesson, take a L, a lesson. But now I know how to get that right back because I know what the market is doing. And that right there is so refreshing. That right there is what makes people get to that point to where we have a 86% accuracy rate, whereas wins to losses, 86 percentile, or 80. Right now it's 83. I'm not gonna lie, it's 83 right now. Market was acting a little crazy on Wednesday of last week. But man, that right there changed the game. In fourth quarter, we just bring it all together, top-down analysis, and then I throw some people in the hot seat. All right, cool. Guess what? Boom. You're in the hot seat. We there Sunday, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. That's 5 o'clock Eastern. That's enough time for you to get out of church, get your meal, and get home so that you can actually be here at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time to do the clarity call. That's what it does. So when I say that, it changes the game when everybody's learning at the same time. And guess what? We have a community. So when somebody else have a question that you might have not even been thinking about, you're getting your questions answered from that person as well. And you might ask a question that can help somebody else. And so I'm in a position where it's like, yeah, we got all the people with the previous cohorts. You ask in the community. Guess what? Boom. Everybody's able to answer your question and get your question answered. Like it's a beautiful bond that's built. Because once you're a cousin for life. Once you're a cousin for life. So man, we in there making sure you're profitable. But then people say, you know what? After that cohort, that 547, they want to jump up to the live mentorship. And the live mentorship is when it's live chart coaching. Live chart coaching is this. What's the weekly schedule besides Sunday? Sunday is the only live call because everything else is pre-recorded. I want to make sure I oversimplify things. I was blessed not to complete college. I don't know how to speak over people's heads like that. So I break things down to where my kids can understand it. And I know a lot of adults are smarter than my kids. However, I know my kids are smarter than most adults as well. So here's what we do when it comes to that Monday. I mean, that week, you got first quarter, it's about 39 minutes of content. Can you consume 39 or 40 minutes of content in a week? And then we actually answer all the questions on Sunday. If you feel like that is easy, type the number 1 in the chat. If you feel like that's simple, type the number 1 in the chat. Can you actually consume less than 1 hour of content for quarter 1? And then have a clarity call on Sunday. Type the number 1 in the chat because we gotta like, yo, what are you investing your time into? Because that's the thing. If you're not where you want to be, you gotta do what we like to call evaluate yourself. Evaluate yourself. Where do you invest your time? Doing what? What are you doing? Look, we call it like this: sowing and reaping. Are you sowing in the areas of your life with the time you have where you don't want to receive a harvest in? If you sow TV time, what do you reap out of that? Like the hours that you sow watching TV, what harvest do you receive from that? You know what I'm saying? That is something that you got to evaluate. We call it plant in the spring, so that when the harvest comes, you'll be in the fall, you'll be able to reap a harvest. Don't look, when harvest season come, you either got to get good at begging or you got to get good at planting in the spring. That's the rule. Talking about those seasons, winter, all of them. Winter is one of those situations where, where you probably are right now. Where you are right now, probably winter. You don't know which way you want to go. You're uncertain about your job. You're uncertain about your accounts. You're uncertain about bills. You're uncertain about like, what is your purpose? Wintertime. You don't know about a relationship. You don't know about a marriage. You don't know about this wintertime for you. And that's fine. Winter happens. We all have winters. Winters don't last forever though. Just like everything else. Just like the actual season, winters don't last. After winter is the spring. Once the spring happens, you got to start planting. That is finding things that you'll be able to do that is going to help you in the next season. Spring is not the time to be playing. It's the time to be planting. After spring, here comes summer. You planted your stuff in the spring, summer comes, guess what? That's when the weeds come for the harvest. That's when the weeds attack. So now you have to nurture and you have to protect in the spring, in the summer. You got to nurture and protect, nurture and protect, nurture the new ideas, the new seeds, the things that you put out there. You gotta do that in the summer. But you also got to protect yourself from negative people. You also got to protect yourself from dream stealers, because people that's around you can be sincere, however, sincerely wrong. I had a lot of sincerely wrong people around me, right? So summertime, no. Then harvest time comes. Harvest time comes. Manage your harvest well. Manage your harvest well. And in harvest season, I want you to be proud of yourself. Be like, I deserve this. Don't feel guilty about harvest. That's one of those things. People will make you want to feel bad about your harvest. You know, be like, yo, bro, while you was out here you was turning up in the club, I was out there planting. I wasn't enjoying life like you was celebrating and everything like that. You was in a different season, or you was in the same season as me, but we was just doing different actions. I was playing while you was playing. So now when it's harvest time, yo, I got my harvest. You don't have a harvest. You want me to feel bad about my harvest, man? No, absolutely not. Be grateful for your harvest. That's what I want to, that's my word to y'all. Be grateful for your harvest. But what I want to leave you guys with, for sure, everybody, okay, somebody asked again, where's the course? I thought I tagged it. I didn't pin it. That's what it was. I didn't pin it. Let me go ahead and pin it real quick. Pin comment. BTAarena.com. Peace King, I was on Knott's call on Thursday. I was the one who keeps saying pause, LOLs inside. Anyway, I wanted to know, I know you said Sunday, but I get paid Friday. Can I join the class Friday? So I'm be honest with you. Sunday, here's what I'm, because I like unique situation. Well, it's a unique situation. So here's what I'll say. Inbox me because you wrote that message. I seen the message pop up a couple times. Here's what I say. Inbox me directly, and I'll make sure that when Friday comes, you get in there, because it's right before clarity call. I don't like people joining after the first clarity call because you missed the first quarter. So Friday, you get started, you still have enough time to watch first quarter and to be present for Sunday's clarity call. So yeah, hit me. Is it a one-time payment? Absolutely. It's a one-time payment. It is not $547 a month. It's a one-time payment. Here with that one-time payment, it is going to allow you to learn everything that you need to know about trading in the foreign exchange market. How to get in, how to get away, how to get in, how to stay away in the foreign exchange market. It's $547. When I look at some of the different courses that's out there in the world, I've seen the 5,000s. I've seen the 7,500s. I've seen the 10,000s. I've seen the 20,000s. And the reason why I actually have mine priced where it is at right now before we decide to take it up, because we are adding, is because of I know my platform that I came from and the people that actually I have in what we like to call my base. To go from, hey DL, the last time you was pitching something when you was in IM, it was like $235 or $300. How you gonna go from $300 to $20,000? It's like, yo, it's like, I know my value, but it's like, okay, we can't rock with that. So I know people right now that said that 547, okay, cool. I can't get in right now, but I can get in a month. Well, here, I'm just being real with y'all. It's summer. So I want to enjoy my family. I love the fact that my kids are home. We're about to go to family vacation this week. So I'm in a position of saying, you know what? I don't know after this course when the next one is going to open up. So get in for sure, because Sunday the cart closes. You won't be able to get in unless you make sure one more time. My guy, I just want to screenshot your name. Cool. Screenshot your name. So therefore we'll be able to get it. But with that being said, guys, any questions that you guys have after this Friday, what other month can I join? Please, I want to save towards it. I'm not sure, but go to my notifications and turn on the notifications, see notifications. So when we do decide to actually roll it out, you will be able to get the information. And if you want information as well, here's the best way. Here's the best way, because not everybody checks Instagram all the time. Text cousin to 281. Oh my God, 281-524-2218. That's what you want to do. Text cousin to 281-524-2218. And when you text, what that's going to do is going to enter in your database. No, we will not spam you. I don't believe in spamming you, and I'm not selling your information to other people. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you guys know. Do you guys live trade? I live trade with the Winner Circle. The Winner Circle, they watch me live trade. They watch how I navigate the markets, right? And that's Wednesday and Thursday. They got me. I have a mentorship. They do that Wednesday and Thursday live with me. They watch. I do live chart coaching. Give them homework. Got a text message group, right? iMessage group where they are in a position where they have homework. They type up their homework as far as their entry points and stuff like that. Most of the times, people are just out here eating off of the homework assignments. And that's one thing I love about it. So I see the cousin text messages are starting to come in. Salute to you guys. And man, I want to leave you guys with something. This is the thing I want to leave you guys with. I sound like a pastor. Leave you guys with this. Create the environment that you want to see. I know if you guys see, you look at my house, the words on my wall. You look at, I keep the vision environment. Like this is my next major purchase, right? I keep an environment around me. This is prop. Like I make sure it's like 200, like a stack of money right here, but and on my desk it's like 200. You can get this off of Amazon for like $150. But I want to visualize this. I want to visualize the environment that I want. The subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's fake. This is how you're able to actually cry in movies. This is how you're able to be sleep in the comfort of your bed, having a dream that you're being chased. Somebody about to kill you. You jump out of your bed, your heart beating crazy. I program your subconscious mind to what you see, what you hear, all of those different things. Let's make it happen. Create the environment that you want. I'm so happy and grateful now that we have created in BTA Arena the most profitable, disciplined, consistent traders in the world. This is our charge. This is what we're doing. This is what our focus is. We have fun. We trade together. But more importantly, we look forward to this purpose work. Because what you do with your money is what matters. Me personally, I decided to just pay off my mom's house, relieve 10 plus years of her stressing with one trade with US 30. One day of trading took away 10 years every single month of how am I going to pay these bills. With other things that we've done with our money, been able to make sure that our mother-in-law, she retired from her work. We hired her as our live-in nanny. She has her own wing in our house, where it's her own private suite, has her own entrance inside of in and out of the house from the garage. But man, pay her full time and be in a position where she ain't got no bills. She just take care of her grandkids, our kids. The day that she actually decided to retire, we blessed her with a surprise red Lexus. My son out here wilding. Been able to just say, you know what, for all of the matriarchs in our family, on Mother's Day, I want y'all to come to Steak 48. You and your kids come, and we gonna pay for everybody's meal. It was like 66 people at Steak 48. We just paid for the meal and gave every mother some type of Tom Ford perfume. That's what we like to do. And then we built our home. And now we're in a position where we like, yo, you know what? Let's look for different things and charities. And yes, we're going to continue to grow our mind and things of that nature by paying for mentorship. But let's give. Let's give now. So I definitely want to let you guys know that even if you don't know what you're doing right now or what your purpose work is, just take one step. Trading ain't the only step to take, but it could be a good first step to take. Get some mentorship. I'm telling you, I think I'm pretty dope. Other people think I'm pretty dope because of the testimonies that we've actually received. It's the best situation that I've ever done in trading, right? We have so many different testimonies about that. I just want to let you guys know that it can be a good option for you. A great option for me. Sometimes it's like this. Look, somebody wrote this. Cameron Getaway, right? $2 to $300 shy from a 40-hour week pay. This was June 2nd. Shout out, Cameron. That's what I'm talking about. Latoya, she had a rough week. Okay, let's see what she said. She had a rough week. Okay, that happens. But the crazy part about her is that she actually just made some money too. Latoya, she said first week after class, boom, she had a profits. I love it. Thing is this, when you have a rough week, let me respond to this. Let me see what she said. Because I was greedy, because the market went the other way, because MetaTrader 4 spiked and took me out of a trade. I say all this to say all the lessons I took this week hurt, but won't deter me from my goals. The silver lining is I had proper risk management, so I still have plenty in my account to trade with. I'll have more patience and do better next week. Love it. Proper risk management. Go to btaarena.com. I'm at work on Sunday, but I can listen to it. Yes. Would that work? Yes. Do I need to actively participate on the Sunday calls? No. You don't have to actively participate, and the recordings are posted after it. After the session, we post the live clarity calls. All right. So it's for you to learn. It's for you to ask questions. It's for you to learn from other people's questions. So yes, you'll be able to. You don't have to actively be on the calls, but you will benefit from being on the calls. If you have a specific question, you'll get your question answered. So hopefully that answered your question. But yeah, so that's one thing that I love about it. So, but yeah, btaarena.com. Go there, scroll to the bottom, purchase, and we'll see you in class. Tomorrow is we call it tip-off call. It's our tip-off call where we really are starting to letting people know what the expectations are and things of that nature. And then Monday is when we're going to roll out first quarter one, and it's off to the races from there. So that being said, how can I start trading, G? Go to btaarena.com. It's pinned right here at the bottom, btaarena.com, and you'll be able to start trading right then and there. What time frame do you like to trade on? All of that information is inside the BTA Arena. www again. If you don't want to, if you want to go to btaarena.com, cool. And if you want to be on the updates list, you got to text cousin to 281-524-2218. All right. Let's go. See y'all at the top because the bottom is too crowded, but we never look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up. But more importantly, understand this. Believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can. I look forward to seeing y'all in class. Are you doing HFX? Absolutely not. No. And you shouldn't either. Peace.